Okay, guys, we are back again here for the Radical Sim Racing Pros live from Bathurst. I am still James Parfitt, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Dan Peoples, who is there in the background and will be with us very, very shortly. Thank you again so much for joining us. If you are here, don't forget to give the video a big old thumbs up. Turn on the bells for notifications, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because that would be absolutely amazing. Last week's story of last week here in the pros was it was a Norwegian 1, 2, 3, Isaacson, Matheson and Larsen. They're rounding out the top three of Catalonia. So, yeah, let's see if they can wrap it up again here. Current lap times 1:56.74 set by Christoph Lipp. He's currently out in front as well. So, yeah, some very quick lap times here tonight, and some that I expect to be even quicker as the evening goes on. So, thank you again for joining me, Phil, across the pond. It's good to see you back again, as always. You know, very on time, Phil, you are this evening. I'm impressed with that. So, thank you so much for coming in as well. But I think it's time, if he's all up and sorted out, Mr. Dan Peoples, good evening. Are you there?
I am here. Yeah, figures there was an update on iRacing. So, yeah, that's some trouble with that. But no, I am here, and I'm ready and ready to go.
Good, awesome stuff. Glad you are here and about, ready to go for you. So Dan Peoples is coming along very, very nicely. You know, it should be an absolute stellar one here tonight. So stay tuned, guys, as we're going into qualifying with the guys from the Radical Sim Racing Pros. Well, after what the AMs went through, who knows how this is going to turn out? But it was a great win for Gordon Haig. He absolutely dominated that race. Went out 12 and a half, was about 14 and a half seconds back there. So Gordon Haig absolutely did a barnstorming race. We'll jump on board with Christoph Lipp. We'll see how he gets on. We're going to show you up the championship standings at the same time. This is the current championship standings. Eric Isaacson is in first on 177. Kettle Larsen second. Sven Young Matheson third. Sebastian Lipp fourth. Christoph Lipp fifth. Joachim Keown sixth. Lasse Sorensen seventh. John McCutcheon eighth. Daniel Sedgley ninth. Dennis Kiriakopoulos in 10th. And of course Ivan Bramer, Kim Andre Bjorklund, Stefan Severia in 13th. Rafael Blanco 14th. Paul Clark 15th. Ruben Rodriguez 16th. Max Klopper 17th. Paul Crabb down in 18th place. Beyond that, Mike Boots on 19th, Jack Ashton 20th, Jakob Behrens 21st, Flavio Ferreira in 22nd, Martina Ward 23rd, Thomas Renders 24th, Robert Williams 25th, Graham Brown 26th, David Walters and Graham Brown there, no times on the board, no scores on the board for them. So don't forget as well, guys, that obviously the Team Slow Mo guys are currently in the process of helping out a young go-kart lady by the name of Sophie. She is currently 12 years old. Her mums are raising funds for the season. If you can donate, there is the link there. That would be absolutely amazing. And also, I want to give a shout out to a certain young lady there as well, Lil Christian, who is a birthday on Wednesday, turning 30 on Wednesday. So happy birthday to you for Wednesday. You're having a little party with your friends today, and it's a massive shout out for Lil Christian Matheson. Sven Young Matheson's wife is 30 on Wednesday. She's having a party this evening. So massive happy birthday for you, Lil Christian Matheson. I'm hoping it is a Matheson, but I'm sure it is. He did say wife, so fair play. But there we go. Christoph Lipp qualifying, 7.5 minutes remaining. But here we go. Starting off now. The first lap at Bathurst for Christoph Lipp from the Lipp Train team. We'll try and bring you up the team championships, but we'll get that very, very shortly. But we are into quali we go. And let's see what Christoph Lipp can do for his first time here. But Sven Young Matheson is purple in sector 1, mind you. through that mountain section we go. On board with Lip. He's going to run as wide as he can on the right-hand side here. Up to the left-hand side as well. Dropping down that. Oh, staying up there. You do attract that like a magnet. Fourth gear. Third gear back. 2. Second gear round we go. Is he going to make it through? Christoph Lip down into Forest Elbow. He goes and then on to the Conrad Straight. Well, he made it through, Dan, so that's always good.
Yeah, he did. Well, we've seen races earlier on in the season, a little time ago now, and we saw that it was quite difficult in this radical to get through that mountain section. And not only in this radical, just every car. That mountain section, it chooses you or it doesn't. And it seems like at the moment, he's got through there cleanly, and at least he's done it for one lap. So let's hope that for the next laps, especially in qualifying where you're on the edge all the time, he can stay out of the wall.
Yeah, Christoph Lip's going to end up second here. I'm going to look at this man, Sven-Jan Mathiesen, as he's going to come across the line. What is Sven-Jan going to do? He goes on to pole on a 1:57.19. I expected him to, really. Times are going to come in thick and fast here this evening as everybody completes their first lap. Come on, JP Auckland. We'll give it a minute to settle down, and then we will try and catch up. Joachim Kjod is the only man. Kettle Larsen goes into third as well. Rafael Blanco puts himself in fourth. Joachim Kjod there, just coming around the chase and down into the final corner. Been a tough one down tonight. The AMs found that out, really, because obviously, a few of them ended up into the wall here.
Well, the thing is, James, do we still need a confirmation that it is tricky around this track? Because we've seen it so many times now, not only here in sim racing, but in real life as well. This track, well, like I said, it either chooses you to win or it does not. Of course, in a sprint race like today, it's a little bit easier to take that victory than it is normally in an endurance race like a 12 Hour of Bathurst, where we, of course, know this track from. I think most people know it from that race. But, this is such a difficult track. Corners like the Forest Elbow, the chute, the cutting, the dipper. It's those corners that really, characterizes this track. And, we've been here several times and we know it's difficult. So let's just hope that most drivers can get through cleanly and we can have a fight until the end of the race.
Well, let's hope so they do as well, because I'm sure it's going to be an exceptional race here with 4 minutes remaining. Christoph Lip's going green across the board. Sven-Jan's doing purples and greens. So I'm expecting another flying lap from Sven-Jan Mathissen's going across the line here. Christoph Lip is literally going to finish round about the same time they are. So what's Christoph going to do? 1:57.5, 1:56.685 from Sven-Jan Mathiesen. John McCutcheon currently sitting in third. He's gone across the line as well. Times are going to come in again. Daniel Sedgley. There's a lot of people at the same point of the circuit at precisely the same time. So trying to catch them all is a bit of a mission. Lawson goes into second place. Behrens has gone into fourth. Lips now down into third. McHutchinson down into fifth. Paul Crabb is down into sixth. Dan. Some fast boys, some quick times.
Yeah, of course, Sven-Jan Mathiesen at the top of that standing. McHutchison is another one that is surprising me at the moment. Is quite a bit off that pole position time from Mathiesen at the moment. But it seems like with that 57.5 that he has at the moment, he's at least good for at least a top 6, maybe 7 if some other fast drivers get their quick lap in. But Sven-Jan Mathiesen, you can see it on the bottom right, once again improving in sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, he definitely is. Conway there, man, these radical leagues look really fun. Just get yourself involved, bud. Get yourself involved in the Americas one on a Thursday. Takes place at about 8:30 Eastern time, so you can get yourself on that one. That would be absolutely incredible. You don't have to, jump on too early, and you can do it around your normal time, Conway. So John McHutchison in his 5th place currently. Just had that purple taken away. He did have a purple sector, but I got a funny feeling Kettle Larsen has just got it. Larsen's just coming out as well. John McHutchison's coming down now to the chase. He's going to go left and right. 2 minutes remaining. He's going to have this one and one more, really. But he's got to get across the line very, very shortly, in about 13 seconds' time, to be blatantly honest with you, to get one more go, one more bite at the cherry, one more dash for the line. Is he going to get... He is 2 minutes. He should get another one in. He goes third, Dan. One more lap to go for McCutcheon.
One more lap in it, and this is going to be the deciding lap at the moment. Gets himself up into P3 with a 57.072. Needs a little bit more than that if he wants to get pole position, but I think, especially on the track like this, starting in the top 3, top 4 is definitely not bad. You're in with the chance from the beginning, and you can kind of keep yourself out of all the stuff that happens behind you in the mid-pack.
Well, that's the plan, I'm sure, because it's going to be absolutely incredible racing. Christoph Lipp's just got purple in sector 1. Dennis Kyrgiakopoulos down in 13th. There's a lot of 23 people on the grid registered for the race. So let's see how they get on.
It seems like Williams hasn't been out on track yet.
No, I think it's just maybe Rob's sort of smart move would be to sit at the back and wait for whatever incidents happen, to be honest, because, no offence, they're very fast, aggressive drivers, so I'm going to presume that there will be incidents, but Christoph Lipp is looking quick here. It'll be an interesting one from him.
The last lap that he can do, I'm not even sure if he can finish it. Looks like he can at the moment. It is going to be tight. So some drivers might not be able to finish their last lap, and we see drivers going into the pit lane, of course, because they maybe have made a mistake on their last lap. They think it's not worth it to complete that last lap. Here we have Lipp coming into the last sector now, and through the last couple of corners, has one more left-hander to go now, and we'll see where he stacks up against Svein Mathiesen. Is improving in all sectors apart from the second to last one. Here we go across the line for Christoph Lipp. It's going to be P2 still, a 56.897, doesn't get in pole position, and he is going to start second at best for the race.
Well, there is the grid. Sven Mathiesen is in first, Christoph Lipp second, John McHutchison third, Kettle Larsen fourth, Rafael Blanco fifth, Paul Crabb sixth, Jakob Behrens seventh, Daniel Sedgley eighth, Dennis Marquardt in ninth, Lasse Sorensen 10th, Ola Bratton 11th, Joachim Kjod is down in 12th. Place, and then on from that one, Graham Brown 13th, Dennis Kyrgiakopoulos 14th, Thomas Renders 15th, Stefan Severia 16th, Sebastian Lipp down in 17th for Sebastian, 18th Paul Clark, 19th Kim Andre Bjorklund, 20th Mike Bousson, 21st Matt Klopper, 22nd Flavio Ferreira, and then 23rd is Rob Williams. So there we go, that is your lineup for this evening. See Kettle Larsen there waiting patiently on the grid, so is Sven Mathiesen. Again, big shout out to Svenjan's wife, who is 30 on Wednesday and is having a little party as we speak. There we go. So happy birthday.
Indeed, happy birthday. And well, let's see what Svenjan can do here. Maybe an early Christmas present. Maybe an early birthday present, I wanted to say. Christmas is long gone by now then.
Well, it has, and it should be. And yes, we've got... Next year's is on its way already. We're at the end of January, towards the beginning of February. Who would have thought it already here this evening? So...
Well, you know what they say. Time moves quick when you're having fun.
It does, but here we go. The time is going to move quick very, very shortly for these pro drivers on board with Sven Mathiesen. He's got pole position as they come racing down into turn one. Sven got the jump off the line from Christoph Lipp. John McHutchison there under pressure early on from Kettle Larsen. Then we've got Rafa Blanco, Paul Crabb, Jakob Behrens all making their way through. Everybody seems to have made it through cleanly at this moment in time, but it is Christoph Lipp, John McHutchison in third, Kettle Larsen fourth, Rafael Blanco fifth, Paul Crabb sixth, Jakob Behrens, Lasse Sorensen up two at the beginning here. Paul Crabb is having to defend hard from Jakob Behrens. Oh, Crabb! Crabb's in the wall.
No!
Crabb's in the wall on turn two, lap one. I was just about to say everyone got away cleanly, and unfortunately for Paul Crabb, he ended up in the wall. But Kettle Larson from IGL Coatings, E-Racing Red. Oh! Somebody went and hit the wall then. Is in third place currently at the moment, but it is Sven-Young Matheson taking the lead at this moment in time from Christoph Lipp, John McCutcheon. Paul Crabb is down in 11th. Kettle Larson, Rafael Blanco, and Jakob Behrens. Everyone so far, nobody in the wall at the moment. Dan.
Yeah, well, James, last week, of course, they weren't there, the slow-mo boys, and, well, we'll return back after what was a tough weekend, of course, last week with the Daytona 24. Now they're back, Sven-Young Matheson in the lead, and, well, 8 tenths is the gap back to Christoph Lipp, and at the moment, that gap seems to be ever increasing through the mountain. So Matheson seems to be comfortable through that mountain section, James, and, well, let's hope he doesn't get too comfortable, because we know the more comfortable you get, at some point you're going to get too comfortable and you're going to put it into the wall.
Yeah, Thomas Rendos, Christoph Lipp. Sebastian Lipp, sorry, this time. Oh! Is that Crabb again? It is. No, it's the team's. It's Daniel Sedgley, I believe. Daniel Sedgley, I think, it's just pirouetted down the racetrack.
Wow.
Here he goes.
That was.
Oh, there's an IGL. Oh, IGL nearly took each other out. Was that Behrens? That's one of the IGL team. I think it may have been Behrens. And Paul Crabb just tried to avoid it. Daniel Sedgley tried to avoid it. Unfortunately, nearly went round there himself. But Daniel Sedgley now all the way down in 14th place. Places dropping down the order here. Kyriakopoulos as well was in 13th. Battling away with Ola Bratton. Bratton's returned. Welcome back, Mr. Ola Bratton. We've missed you here within the racing. Dennis Kyriakopoulos, Daniel Sedgley behind that. Thomas Renders. That is a battle further down the order. Then we've got Paul Crabb trying to hold back Dennis Marquardt from Carl Simsport with Joachim Kjod and Graham Brown behind him, Dan. And that looks an interesting one there from Sedgley.
Well, it wasn't a 360, it was also not a 720, it was a 1080 by Daniel Sedgley. How did he keep that away from everyone else? Because it seems like he was properly out of control of that car, but still managed to, it seemed like, not hit anyone. So, yeah, some luck involved there for Daniel Sedgley. So, luckily for him, no one hit in that incident. But, yeah, that was a wild one for Daniel Sedgley. Now on P14, trying to, once again, work his way up the order. And he really has to work hard for it now. Of course, was in a better position than he is now, but I don't think it's impossible for him to get back to where he was.
Yeah, Jakob Behrens just past Graham Brown. So, and then Sedgley looks like he's just got the jump on Kyriakopoulos, saying that they're side by side coming out of the chase. Here we go, Dennis Kyriakopoulos on the left, Sedgley on the right. Is he going to make this move into the last corner? He is. It looks like Paul Clark is also going to try and have a go as well. Oh, Paul Clark down in 18th place for the sponsors of this evening, iLoungerRacing.co.uk. Please go and check them out as well. We are up there on the 11th of February for an open media day, so that should be good. With guys from the Radical Sim Racing and the Radical Race Series are all joining us for the day. But Dennis Marquardt, it looks like he's just cleared Paul Crabb. And also, looks like he's gone in a little bit hot into turn one there and is fighting to get that car back. So that's going to be an interesting one. Ferreira is gone round in turn two. Flavio Ferreira, turn two. Unfortunately for him now, he's got down.
What position was he in before he had that spin?
Ferreira, he was down around about 17th, I think.
Yeah, and of course, when you spin, you have to wait until that whole field behind you gets passed. So that's why he's now all the way back in last position, 23rd. And as you can see, we were thinking about it in qualifying why it wasn't Albert Williams. Robert Williams is now out on track. Like James said, maybe just wanted to start from the back. Want to see what he could do from there. Try and avoid the chaos at the first laps at least. And seems like he's done that. He's up one position now. He's up on Ferreira, but seems to be dropping back from Max Kloppert behind.
McCutcheon with Kettle Larsen behind him, Christoph Lipp in front of him. Here we go once again. This is the battle now for second, third and fourth on your screen at the moment. Let's see how this one materialises as we go into 24 minutes remaining. Klopper is chasing down Sebastian Lipp. So it's quite interesting to see Sebastian Lipp all the way down there. Normally he's a little bit further up. I know Christoph was kind of roles reversed last week, wasn't it? They were battling, and it was Christoph who was trying to come through the order. Was a little bit overzealous, should we say, I think, in his participation of coming through that order. But John McCutcheon is just about to ride the inside line of Christoph Lipp and make that move up into second place, with Kettle Larsen behind him in fourth. But Sven Young's already, Matheson's already 2.5 seconds out in front here.
Well, Matheson is quick. We've seen it, and he's showing it once again, of course. Last year's champion was Matheson. Just a reminder, I think James and I have said that now a couple of times, but well, we can't stress it enough. He's very, very quick, and he's showing it once again, especially at tracks like these, where this car is very tricky to drive, very difficult to drive. And he just seems to get comfortable the quickest, and just seems to just have that little extra in the car that others don't seem to have. However, though, McCutcheon now past Lipp, can now chase down Matheson. So let's see what McCutcheon can do now. He's already pulled a gap of 8, almost 9 tenths to Lipp. So isn't slow at all here in this car, McCutcheon. Also a proven winner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's John McCutcheon. I wouldn't want to be voting against him just in case anyway. But at the end of the day, he's naturally fast in the car. You know, I see the Scotsman twice a week with the Radical Race Series and the Radical Sim Racing Series, and he does a stellar job in both of them. He's flying along quite happily. But there are battles further down with Graham Brown and Ola Barrett, and they look like they've been coming back at each other. Max Klopper is still battling away with Sebastian Lipp, and it looks like Klopper may have got the inside line into the chase. He has, and that's Klopper up into 20th place. Paul Clark is battling away with Mike Bousson. This is an interesting battle as well. These guys obviously, again, have seen each other on track this week for the Radical Race Series. So we can definitely go and check them out on the YouTube channel at the same time. Paul Crabb, Jakob Behrens. Looks like Behrens is going to make this move into turn 1 down.
Well, he's going to try it.
Oh.
And there we go. They're riding around the outside. He has the edge before they go into turn 2, although Paul Crabb does have a look a little bit further back. Jochen Kurt under attack from Graham Brown. And Ola Bratton now also trying to go around the outside of Jochen Kurt. And, well, the slow-mo boys fighting each other, and this is a tricky part to do that. You don't want to be going side by side through here, and they do slot in single file again. Jochen Kurt almost, well, has lost 2 positions there to Brown and to Ola Bratton ahead of him. So now down to 12th, and that's what a little bit of momentum loss can do there up that hill. And because it's uphill, the penalty is even bigger if you lose a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I'm guessing that isn't due to, he wasn't flashing the lights due to the fact that he was happy with Graham Brown's manoeuvre. He was more flashing the lights about the fact that Graham Brown come across him in turn 1.
Yeah.
And nearly took his absolute eyes off him. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think that was what Jochen Kjod's problem was. But it is Christoph Lipp now battling away with Kettle Larsen and Lipp side by side into the chases. They could have, there wasn't much room left there by Lipp, I'm not going to lie. But Larsen is having another fight coming down into Hells. Here we go. Going to try and cut him back now. Rafael Blanco is getting in on the action at the same time. But Jochen Kjod, Daniel Setchley, Ola Bratton. Graham Brown must have had an off track because he's lost 3 places there. Where did Graham Brown lose 3 places? He did not start here, surely. So that's coming down Conrad. He lost 1 on the exit.
Yeah, momentum loss, like I said.
Have a slowdown off Forest Elbow.
I don't think it's possible to get a slow on the mountain even.
No.
You would, well it is. Coming down from Skyline to the Dipper, there it is, if you go straight on.
Oh!
But I don't think Brown went straight on.
Come on, JPBroadcasting, put it in the wall. Stay where you are, there's cars coming. Oh my God. There was cars.
Oh no! Yeah. Well.
There was cars. I haven't even got my relative and I can see there was cars. Oh, Bjorkland. I wonder what that looked like on board with Flavio Ferreira, because I tell you what,
he won't be happy.
Oh, mate, he is going to be steaming. Absolutely steaming. He nearly hits Williams and oh.
Ah, yeah. To be fair, though, Flavio did go a bit wide, but still, I think...
room.
No. Well...
You can't sit there and say Flavio went wide. There was no room. We just see Larson pass lip into the chase.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, Bjorkland.
Yeah.
Bratton's battling away with Keogh here. I hope these two from Team Slow-Mo and Team Slow-Mo Red don't end up taking each other out here, because Daniel Sedgley will capitalise on that incident if it happens. But Kim Andre Bjorkland, yowzers. Going to be some apologies there. Never move when cars are approaching. You don't know, he just sit on his line. And he could see from his relative that they were approaching quick. You know, he was never going to turn that corner in that 2.5 second gap that he hoped for back to Ferrero. He was never going to do it. So really, in a hindsight for Bjorkland, he kind of just should have sat there until people had gone past him. But unfortunately, he's now put Ferrari and Bjorkland into the wall, into the pits. And so, unfortunately for them, Mike Bousson is now catching Stefan Severia with Paul Clark behind him. So there's a lot of rockets and battles going on here.
Well, yeah. To come back to that incident, you know, if this would be in a real car and he would have to watch in his rearview mirror, or, well, I would say yes. It's difficult to see if you're on that angle in the track, but here in iRacing we have a relative as well. And, you know, when you spin, the damage is already done. You know, you're not going to make that time up with reversing back on track as quickly as possible. You got to give the cars behind the time to get past and to have the opportunity to get back on track, you know. And I think just was a little bit too eager to get it going, as all of us would be.
No. No, I'm not. I'm not eager. Partly because I know I'm probably screaming at myself for the fact that I've just spun the thing.
Yeah, true.
So I sit there and cry for a little bit, wait for all the cars to go past, and then go back on track and go, well, let's pick up the pieces and see how far we can go. So, you know, Max Klopper looks like he's been involved in a incident as well. What has Max Klopper been up to?
Lip just posted the fastest lap time. I saw that before we went to this replay.
Oh, no.
Too wide, yeah.
Max Klopper in Skyline now. So, there we go. There are the best times on your screen. As you see, Spangyo Mepperson is still currently out in front. And really, he's out in front by about 3 seconds now, and he just doesn't look like he's going to be able to get caught this evening.
No, he seems really quick. The only thing that can stop him now is himself crashing into one of the walls here we have on both sides, going up the mountain or just anywhere else on the circuit, because Svanyong is really bringing the neck of that SR10, and well, he's doing it successfully. 3.7 seconds is the gap to McCutcheon, and you can see by the fact that the fastest lap from Matheson is about 6/10 quicker than McCutcheon's lap time is, and that just tells you how quick that Matheson is this evening. He's the only one in the 56s, so yeah, really quick Matheson here.
Yeah, he's just pulling away, and I think he's just trying to do what Matheson does best and absolutely flying, to be honest, because I think that overall is what he's going to be doing. But Ola Bratton is tucked up right behind, Ola Bratton has got Daniel Sedgley right behind him and is not going to be able to defend from Sedgley going down the Conrad straight here. I think Sedgley's got the outside, he's going to have the inside for the chase, but he is going to have the outside for the exit of the chase. That's whether or not Bratton's going to really swing it. Oh, essentially cuts off his nose and says, no, 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 no. Thank you very much. I'm going to have that position. But then here comes Bratton. He's looking
Blanco off.
Huh?
Rafael Blanco was off in the background. Is now down to 14. That was on the outside. We just went past him.
Blanco off in the chase by the looks of it. So Rafael Blanco down in 16th now, Dan. That's a long way down for something that happened.
Yeah. Well, here it is.
There was contact.
Oh, contact, yeah.
Sorry, let me have another look at that. There was contact there. That was Christoph Lipp.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Lipp just got it a bit wrong on the inside. Just hit the inside curb. And that curb threw him back to the outside. And then, because of that, of course, hit Rafael Blanco. Rafael Blanco, unfortunate to be in that position. But yeah, that's sometimes the luck or the unlucky stuff that happens in a race. Oh, was that a wall touch there from Daniel Sedgley? For me, it sounded like it. But yeah, let's hope there wasn't another touch for Daniel.
12 minutes remaining on the clock here. We've got Matheson out in front, McCutcheon 3.5, 3.8 seconds behind that. Larson 2.7, Lipp 2.3. There's a big old gaps up front, but it's in the current closest battle on straight. Oh, Brad's in the wall. No, they're all gonna get.
Wow.
Bratton in the wall, and then everybody else bundling in. And unfortunately there, well, it could have just all been death going on there, I think, at that moment in time.
3 doesn't go into 1, it seems like.
No, I'm not even sure how that would comprehend working out there, but I want to try and catch everybody else as they all come bundling in, to be honest, because that could have been considerably more dangerous than it was.
Yeah, Lipp has already has also dropped down the order.
It wasn't Bratton, it was Keogh, then Bratton, and that is where it all goes after that. So, we go back to live pictures.
I think Oliver Bratton just wanted to avoid contact there and just went too far to the inside and had to come back on track at some point.
He definitely did, but Lasse Sorensen is also getting closer. So there is Sorensen. He's got Marquardt behind him. But Blanco's trying to come back through the order as well, and he's chasing down Mike Bousson. It looked like he hasn't managed to clear Bousson before the beginning of the mountain down, which, as me and you both know, he's still going to be there at the end of the mountain.
Exactly. Well, it is difficult to overtake on the mountain. We haven't seen it done yet, I think, an overtake on the mountain. You could try one in Forest Elbow. You could try one down the Dipper. You have to be really brave if you want to make that move here in Skyline. But it is possible, though, and we haven't seen it done yet, and I don't think that until the last lap, anyone will take that risk, really, of putting him and the other driver out of the race with, well, just a little bit too eager on trying to make that overtake. And I think they're all going to sit, well, behind the one they were behind entering the mountain. And it seems like they've done so. Sorensen is getting closer to Dennis here. So let's see where he's going to try it here.
Yeah, Sorensen just got cleared by Marquardt. Bousson looks like he's going to be chasing down Cesar Severia. Blanco looks like he's dropped back a little bit, but Bousson's got the inside line going into the chase. He's got the exit as well, so that is going to be Bousson through. Bousson now up into 13th place. Severia, Blanco. Blanco's now coming at Severia as well, and unfortunately for Severia, he's just lost 2 places there in the matter of 2 corners. Conway, what I was saying was they do the Radical Sim Racing Americas League on a Thursday evening at 8:30 Eastern Time. So you can come along. Obviously, we've only got, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 races left, but worth a join in if you fancy coming along to join these Radicals for the American Radical Sim Racing American Series on a Thursday at 8:30. So there we go. No worries, bud.
we've seen a good race up until now, and I think now coming to the end of this, it's only gonna get better and better and better. Drivers are gonna want to make that move now. We have a nice pack of battles here for all the way down from 13th down to 16th. They're all fighting, of course, for the 13th place. Blanco, Buson, Silveira and Clark all in that fight. And then ahead of that, we have Ola Bratton, Sedgley, Kiriakopoulos and Brown, who's now dropping down the order. It seems like he's made a mistake. And that was probably going down into Skyline the Dipper. I think we saw it there on the right-hand side, a little bit of smoke there. And he's gone back to pit lane. And, well, it seems like not the best day for Graham Brown here today.
I'm wondering, though, if Ola Bratton was involved in this. No, Brown just looks like he may have just done it completely on his own, to be fair. Watch Ola Bratton. So there's Brown's first one. Here's Bratton coming now. Oh, yes, Bratton went hitting the wall, so did Kiriakopoulos.
Kiriakopoulos as well.
Yeah, Bratton's gone round. Kiriakopoulos there. And look at the state of that Radical. That's not going to be sitting pretty.
Oh, well, lost a lot of time with that, did Ola Bratton. Now it's going to be damage control for him. He doesn't want to drop too far down the order. Doesn't want to lose too much time. But on the sharp end of the field, the gap is still opening up. Matheson has now about a 4-second lead over John McHutchinson. Then it's a 3.2-second gap back to Larson, and then Lip on a 3-second gap as well. So gaps quite spread out the front of the field. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a fight anytime soon there at the front, James. But as we know, the fight from all the way down from 10th now down to 15th is heating up.
It definitely is now. They're going to be closer together very, very shortly. 7 minutes left on the clock. And it's Rafael Blanco all about trying to catch Mike Buson, and Ola Bratton behind him down there with Stefan Silveira looking to pounce when he can as well. That's Sorensen. It's got about half a second back to Jakob Behrens there from IGL Coatings E-Racing red and blue. And then Mike Buson battling away, trying to close up to the back of Daniel Sedgley with a 1.25-second gap back to Rafael Blanco.
Well, Rafael Blanco also hasn't had his best race, of course, had a little bit of an incident. We saw it earlier on in the race and is now trying to work his way up the order. Buson and Sedgley are the ones ahead of him at the moment. Sedgley, of course, had that 1080 coming down into the last corner, spun around 3 times. Had lost a lot of time with that. Buson now going to go for the move on Sedgley, coming down the Conrad Straight. Has that move done before they get to the right hand on the Conrad Straight. Here we have Stefano Acevedo, and he's going to try and defend from Clark behind him. Does that successfully. Ahead of him, though, can't quite make the move on Ola Bratton.
No, definitely not. Stefan Silveira Lario Hergo. This full pronunciation.
What a long name.
I know. Definitely.
You gotta love Spanish names, though.
You do, yeah. But I don't know if I'd be able to, when somebody says, how do you spell it? I'll be like, IT. Oh, where's Blanco going? Blanco's cutting the grass at Parfitt here. On lap 13.
Lose momentum.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes. It's going to drop down the order, mate. He's gone behind Stefan Silveira. I'm waiting for Paul Clark to give him a good old go as well. So, but it's Ola Bratton making them. It looks like he's making the defence from Stefan Silveira there. But Ola Bratton still sitting in 12th place. Not bad for a man who looks like he's only returned for the first race this season. Yeah,
well, Ola Bratton not doing bad, of course. We know the slow-mo team for being a team that is always there at the top. But Ola Bratton not bad on a return for him to the series. Not bad for a first race since a long time. And, well, doing well here in 12th, although he still has about 4 people behind, or 3 people behind him, that desperately want that position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm expecting him to get it, to be fair. But if you have a look at the gainers and losers, what we said about Williams, he's the second highest gainer. Oh, Bratton is trying bits for that car. I tell you, he wants to leave a bit in Forest Elbow at the moment. And unfortunately for Ola Brown, he's dropped down the order of Rafael Blanco. Stefan Severian's got past him as well. And unfortunately, Paul Clark is just not close enough to capitalise on Ola Brown, who just seems to be loving the wall down at the Forest elbow at the moment, Dan. And, well, can't have much car left there, can he? Oh, no, he's off again.
Well, Ola Bratton, keep it straight. Commentator curse doing its work there for Ola Bratton. Not what you want to see. And there goes Paul Clark past as well. And this just shows you that at this track, everything, even on the last lap, it's possible if you're just close enough to capitalize on a little mistake from anyone or just someone ahead of you. You can gain those positions. And here we see Jochen Behrens going into the pit lane as well. That's going to give Williams another position. If he's quick enough, there we go. He's going to get that.
No, he's not. Behrens is going to come out in front of him. Williams is going around Hell's corner. That's right, Williams still up 7 places, mind you. Only Buson is above him, up 11. So Rob Williams there doing the job, moving up 7 places from the back of the grid. Obviously helped by the fact that Brown, Ferrari up Yorkland are out and Joachim Kiod is in the pits. But Max Klopper is at an incident. Lip did as well. And I'm not entirely sure what happened to Renders. I didn't have nothing showing up, so there we go. But back up with the battle now with Paul Clark 13th, Ola Bratton 14th, Blanco 12th, Severia 11th, and Daniel Sedgley in front of that as well. Now, one of the interesting things here is this here, look. Gettle Larson has pulled in John McCutchinson. I'm wondering if McCutchinson's got a problem, you know.
It could be, and I don't know what it is. Might he have hit the wall somewhere? Do we see some visible damage to that car? I can't see anything on the right-hand side of screen. And, well, McCutchinson seems to be losing in his straight as well. That gap, you remember, was, about 3-4 seconds. Last lap time from McCutchinson, 2:01. This time round at 2:00. So McCutchinson has lost a lot of pace in that car. That could just well be down to tires. We're at the end of a 30-minute sprint. We're at the end of a 30 minutes of just pushing this car at the absolute limit. And at some point, you have to say, James, the tires are going to have to give. And might this be the point on which the tires have to give for John McCutchinson?
I'm interested to see this. Daniel Sedgley.
Not another mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
That car is not looking happy. That car is not looking happy at all.
No, definitely not. Where's your steering, Dan?
Ooh, yeah. Well, that's about almost 90 degrees to the right. He's turning straight. Oh, there we go again.
Yeah, he comes back into the pits there. That's Williams now up into 15th after going up 8 places. So there we go. Just goes to show that starting at the back kind of did him good then.
Yeah, well, I think if he would have started higher up, he could have still done the job he did now. Because I think we don't have seen, or we haven't seen Robert Williams crash so far or hit the wall. We haven't seen him do any stupid stuff like going too fast into a corner or just being a little bit too comfortable on the throttle pedal, and nothing like that. And it seems like that has worked out for Williams. If you see, there are only 3 cars, of course, behind him that are still driving on track, but he's doing what he needs to do. Keeps it out of the wall, and at this track, that is absolutely vital.
It is. I fully agree with you there, Lasse Sørensen, Paul Crabb, Sebastian Lipp, Thomas Renders. Look like they may have just had coming together, as they both seem to have crashed at exactly the same time. So unless they're very unfortunate to... No, they have had a coming together.
Oh, just outbraking himself?
Yeah, where did Renders go, though? What did Renders do not long after that? Because he's done the same thing.
But he's nowhere near, so I don't think that's contact.
Yeah, they weren't.
He's only going to come up now.
Did he do it in the last corner as well?
Did he do exactly the same?
He wasn't far away. That was the worrying thing. Oh, where did he do this then? Lips crashed again. This is going into the cutting. It is. Down he goes.
He's going to spin it on the braking. There we go. Yeah.
Sven
It's
Jan
kind of a
Mathiesen
signature move there.
is now coming down to the Forest Elbow for the final time here tonight. Sven Jan Mathiesen is just dominated this by 8 seconds. And he has just done an unbelievable job as well. When on the night that Lil Kirsten celebrates her 30th birthday, that is on Wednesday, her husband Sven Jan comes and dominates the pros from Bathurst and will be taking the checkered flag very, very shortly. Sven Jan, a stellar job from him. Kjetil Larsen should come across in third. Sven Jan there as well. Nicely done.
Oh, he's crashed it after the line.
Yeah, well, it was after the line. It'll be all right. Kjetil Larsen there. John McCutcheon in third place. Christoph Lipp in fourth. Dennis Marquardt in fifth.
That's how much those tyres dropped off, I think, for McCutcheon. Almost overtaken by Lipp as well. And that gap, remember, was about 7 to 8 seconds back to Lipp.
Oh, Sorensen's hanging on to this one. He's got the line. The line's early down the early doors on the Bathurst last corner. He got the line, but boy, oh boy, was he hanging on to that. Dan, I blame that crash from still being dizzy from lap 1.
Yeah.
Well, we will have a look at it, Dan, as well, just while you're here as well, because it did look quite spectacular, to be fair. I'm going to play it a little bit more of a slower motion, but you did do it well, mate. I'm not going to lie. Here we go.
If you do it, you might as well do it properly.
So that's Jakob Behrens in front of you, who's getting all loose there at that precise moment. You've gone round there. You've hit the grass, Dan, and well, here we go.
We're going to go for a wild ride.
Yep.
In the Daniel Sedgley roller coaster.
Do I get extra points? Yeah, you get style points, mate. 10 out of 10 for style points, and you get a nice couple of 1080s in the middle there. Look at that. He's still going.
That's one. He's now going to hit 2.
But he's done one already.
He's going to hit another one. This is 3. There we go. And that's a 1080 for Daniel Sedgley. That's how you do that.
How we didn't hit anybody on the way round there. I was just so impressed. But boy, oh boy, did you do it correct there, Dan. Well done to you. So that is everyone finished here as well. And you just saw Daniel Sedgley's amazing spin round. So we can show you the results up from the race there, Dan. If you can read them, off you go.
Well, there we go. I can read them. Sven Jan Mathiesen finishes his race as a victor ahead of Kjetil Larsen in P2. P3 for John McCutcheon. Christoph Lipp in P4, P5 for Dennis Marquardt, I think that is. Yep. Paul Crabb in 6th. Lasse Sørensen in 7th. Dennis Kyrgiakopoulos in 8th. 9th for Mike Buson. 10th for Stefan Civeda. Not going to try and pronounce that whole name. Hurgot, I think it is. Yep. In the end. Rafael Blanco in 11th. Paul Clark in 12th. Ola Bratton 13th. 14th. Jacob Behrens. Robert Williams, of course, started all the way at the back. Now up to P15. Up 8 positions from where he started. Max Kloppert in P16, 17th for Sebastian Lipp. Thomas Renders in P18. Daniel Sedgley, P19. Joachim Kjød in P20. Graham Brown, P21. Flavio Ferreira in P22. And Kim André Björklund in P23. Of course, unfortunate with his spin. And then I think the reversing back onto the racing line. Not one of his finest moves, James.
No, definitely not from Björklund. I think there may be questions, I think, from that one. But overall, we'll see what happens as we see. We can get some people into the booth this evening for a chat. That would be good. And we'll see who we can get there in joining us in the booth. But what an overall epic evening of racing. And we're going to be up and ready for another one as we got the SRL GT4 season finale from Catalonia coming up not long straight after this. You've got about half an hour to wait for that one. So we'll bring in Kjetil Larsen into the booth. Good evening, Kjetil. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How was it? You survived, so that's good.
Yeah, it was a good race, I think. I tried to keep up with the other guys and save a little bit tires, but then I saw 4 laps to go or something, and John made a mistake in the dipper. I caught up to him really quick, so he had some damage, I think. So I got P2, and I'm very happy with P2. That's that's the first one for me, I think.
Well, there you go. Overall, though, it was a resounding success there as well. And obviously, it never goes without its events at Bathurst, and there was quite a few of them this evening from various people. Obviously, Daniel Sedgley producing a 1080 right by the line. Jakob Behrens having a little bit of a moment as well. So for you to survive, Kelvin, you did an absolutely stellar job. On to Red Bull. Different entity again from Bathurst. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I know it's not everybody's favourite cup of tea.
No, I have struggled in several different cars at Red Bull. So I haven't tried this one at Red Bull, I think. So it should be fun, but yeah, we'll see. I'll do my best once again. So
that's all you can
we'll
ask
see
for.
next week.
Absolutely there, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yeah, of course. The same as always. My team, my family, my sponsors, and everybody that helped me do what I like and love. And you guys are making an awesome show for us.
Thank you very much, Kettle, as well. Look forward to seeing you next week in the Red Bull Ring, buddy. But take care.
Hey, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, let's bring in second place man, John McHutchinson, into the booth. John, third place man, sorry, John McHutchinson. John, how are you, sir?
I'm good, James.
Good race.
Well, I know. You know, I was happy with third, but should have been second. Still a mistake at the skyline.
Yeah, what happened? Because you lost so much time, but nothing showed up that you did anything wrong.
I just said I didn't move my brake bias forward a bit and get a little wiggle on and clipped the wall and lost some top line speed after that. So I was a sitting duck to Kettle. I'm fed up with Kettle hunting me down all the time, right enough. need to have a word with him.
I think you need to get on William Wallace on him, mate. You've got to sort it out, bud. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean? It keeps hunting you down and doing you. But look, you know, the fact that you survived this track is always an advantage, right? Because there was quite a few drivers that didn't survive it. Obviously, Daniel Sedgley just decided he was going to join Swan Lake because he come round the chase there and doing a 1080 on the way through. But, you know, you survived, John, and I think that's the important thing. Yeah, you got third place, but you survived it. Now we go to Austria, to the Red Bull Ring. You know, 7 corners and a few straights. Nothing compared to this, is it?
Oh no, it's not chalk and cheese.
Yep.
But Red Bull Ring's good fun there. Always plenty of chances to overtake and a lot of mistakes, plenty off tracks as well, I think. So need to watch for them.
And slowdowns.
Yeah, slow downs as well.
Yeah, just to chuck it all in there, you know, slowdowns and off tracks compared to walls and the dipper that can kill you by the time you get to Forest Elbow. So, you know.
Yeah, could do with Sven Young getting a few slowdowns.
Oh, yeah. Svenjan's absolutely flying, to be fair. So that should be a great one to watch next week. But, John, look, anyone you want to give a shout out to before you duck out of the booth this evening?
No, not tonight, James. Just shout out to yourself and your team for doing a sterling job.
Oh, awesome stuff, John. Thank you so much for that one. And I look forward to seeing you next week at the Red Bull Ring.
Okay. See you, James. Bye.
Right, let's bring in first place man, Sven-Jan Mattheson. How are you, Sven-Jan?
Fantastic, James.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. I was expecting a little bit more like, "Hello, James. Yes, I'm amazing." I didn't quite
I'm
get
exhausted.
it. Well,
I'm exhausted.
I know, but you know, come on, dude. You've come into the booth. You know, at least bring the energy with you. You don't come in all tired like. I tell you,
This track drains your brain.
I had a nightmare the entire week of you making a YouTube short of me.
Yeah, but why was that, Sven Young? Whose fault was it?
Yeah, that's probably mine.
Yeah, for saying that you're looking forward to this race and you love it and everything else.
Yeah.
And you did that at Hockenheim, I believe. Was it Hockenheim? Yeah,
Yeah, it was
ring.
Hockenheim.
Yeah, and you binned it on the first corner. So I was
First corner, first lap.
Yes. And then you became a YouTube short. So well done to you.
Yeah, never learning, you know.
Well, mate, look, at the end of the day, it's all good fun. But look, you absolutely smashed it tonight, mate. 8 seconds up the road, dominated the field. What more could you ask for this evening?
No, it's a full score, fastest lap, the pole position in the qualify, and a really good race pace throughout the entire race. But it was a tough one. It was a really tough one because the margins are so slim, and especially down from Skyline and through the Dipper and Forest Elbow, it's very dangerous.
Dangerous part of the track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of the track, but if you want to get the lap times lower, you have to be so close to the wall the entire race. And like for one lap, that's not an issue, but for like this in 16 laps, and not tapping the wall once, it's quite hard.
Yeah, I bet it is there, buddy. Well, I can't do it, so fair play to you. But let's thank you so much for joining me. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to this evening?
Yeah, my biggest fan club, my wife and my kids, and I'm lucky to be a part of an amazing racing team, Slow Mo. And of course, you and Dan for making the broadcast looking amazing. Always so good fun watching that in replay.
Oh, thank you very much, Sven Young, as well. And again, happy birthday to a certain young lady of yours, Sven Young, who's turning 30 on Wednesday.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so there we go. Happy birthday, and I hope you have a great one there as well. But Sven Young, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to catching you next week at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, next week I'm on a family vacation, so I'm going to miss that one, but I'll be back.
Well, don't tell John that. I mean, John would be happy about that. I mean, no love lost from the Scotsman there, but I'll tell you. But thank you so much, Sven Young, as always, for joining us.
Cheers, James.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye. Right, so that was Sven Young Mapson joining us there in the booth as well. I think we got just about enough time for one more. Let's have a quick chat with Thomas Renders. Thomas, thank you so much for joining me. Good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening. I've got some mixed feelings, but yeah, I enjoyed myself tonight. It's a nice track to drive at, and but also very relentless when you make a small mistake.
Yeah, it would just terminate you, mate. On it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me already on lap 2. So because of that, I've got not too much damage, but yeah, it just killed my pace and my my top speed and my downforce. So yeah, it was a tough race after that. I hit the wall once again, and then just went for the fast repair to just drive and train for lap's sake.
Yeah, I bet, bud. It's always tough when you go and hit a wall there, mate. I'm not going to lie, especially here at Bathurst. But you have got quite a nice free-flowing open track in the Red Bull Ring next week, so that should be good.
Yeah, that's more my cup of tea, I think.
Yeah,
so I'm happy to hear that. Yeah,
definitely, mate. Just watch the slowdowns, on the off tracks, because there's quite a few of them at the Red Bull Ring. All right,
that's true.
But dude, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yeah, my teammate Max. He did well. He just drove a good race. It wasn't his pace was down, he thought, but yeah, he just drove a very clean race, I think. So, kudos to him.
Yeah, he did really well, Max, there as well. But thank you, Thomas, for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week at the Red Bull Ring.
Yes, same to you.
Bye. Okay, guys, we are back here on camera, myself and Dan. Well, Dan, that was another epic race here at Bathurst, as always. Looking forward to the Red Bull Ring, completely different entity from this one.
Yeah, for the people that are warning, yes, I am standing up. But yeah, we've seen Red Bull Ring now in other classes. I mean, a great track, a track that has a lot of straights, especially I think with these cars and track combination, especially with the slipstream in these cars. It's going to be an amazing race. We saw it. It's back and forward racing. One overtakes the other. The other straights allows the other one once again to pass. So I think that it's going to be an amazing race, especially at the Red Bull Ring with the slipstream and the long straights there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be incredible. And it's interesting that Sven Young is not going to be there either. So that's going to be a shame for him. So, it's a big opportunity for people now, John McHutchinson, to really kind of have a go there and make some points back on Sven Young. So that's going to be exciting to see as well and see how they get on. But I think from our point of view, it's just been an absolutely incredible evening of racing.
Yeah.
So one sentence on tonight's racing, Dan?
Fearless for Svan Mattisson, of course, really quick in this race. Seemed to just have no fear of the mountain. In the interview, he said he did, but that wasn't quite there in the race. Of course, when that helmet goes on and the visor closes, all that fear is gone, and everyone wants to be the quickest on track. So that's fearless. Trying to find one other word. I think unforgivable. The mountain. It doesn't forgive any of your mistakes, and it is at some point it is going to get you. It just takes a little bit of time if you are quick around here. So yeah, at some point it is going to get you. And for some drivers, it did this evening. So yeah, I think that's it for this evening.
Good. I wondered how long you were going to be going for, but thank you so much, as always, Dan, for joining me. Yoki Kyoto as well. Well, that was fun for a while. It was. The mountain did kind of come and kill you. Dan Sedgley there for doing his 1080. Much love for jumping in. Conway Kitty, I'll see you later on for the IGL Cash Cup as well. But don't forget, we've got the SRL GT4 coming up from Catalonia. That's going to be right pretty much in about 10, 15 minutes' time. So stay tuned for that one. But everybody else fell across the pond, as always, for joining me. Thank you so much again for coming across for both broadcasts. Espresso, much love to you as well. But guys, that is it from myself and Dan Peoples. You all take care. Have a great week. And you never know. See you on the track sometime. Good night.
Good night.